Happy Friday, first grade! Today we will identify the difference between wants and needs. How will we do this? We will sort wants and needs. Why? Because it's important to be able to choose between wants and needs. First, let's watch a very cute clip about somebody wanting a certain kind of shoe, but it's not what he needed.
Those Shoes by Maribeth Belts. I have dreams about those shoes. Black high tops, 2 white stripes. Grandma, I want them. There's no room for want around here, just need, Grandma says. And what you need are new boots for winter. Brandon T comes to school in those shoes. He says he's the fastest runner now, not me. I was always the fastest before those shoes came along. Nate comes to school in those shoes. Antonio and I count how many times Nate goes to the bathroom. 7 times in one day, just so he can walk up and down the hall real slow. Next, Alan, Jacoby, and Terrence each get a pair. Then one day, in the middle of kickball, one of my shoes comes apart. Looks like you could use a new pair, Jeremy, Mr. Alfred, the guidance counselor, says. He brings out a box of shoes and other stuff he has for kids who need things. He helps me find the only shoes that are my size, Velcro, like the ones my little cousin Marshall wears. They have an animal on them from a cartoon I don't think any kid ever watched. When I come back to the classroom, Alan Jacoby takes one look at my Mr. Alfred shoes and laughs, and so do Terrence, Brandon T, and everyone else. The only kid not laughing is Antonio Parker. At home, Grandma says, "How kind of Mr. Alfred." I nod and turn back. I'm not going to cry about any dumb shoes. But when I'm writing my spelling words later, every word looks like the word shoes. And my grip is so tight on my pencil, I think it might bust. On Saturday, Grandma says, "Let's check out those shoes you're wanting so much." I got a little bit of money set aside. Might be enough. You never know. At the shoe store, Grandma turns those shoes over so she can check the price. When she sees it, she sits down heavy. Maybe they wrote it down wrong. Grandma shakes her head. Then I remember the thrift shops. What if there's a rich kid who outgrew his, or got 2 pairs for Christmas and had to give one of them away? We ride the bus to the first thrift shop. Black cowboy boots, pink slippers, sandals, high heels, every kind of shoes except the ones I want. We ride the bus to the second thrift shop. Not a pair of those shoes in sight. Around the corner is the third thrift shop. I see something in the window. Black shoes with 2 white stripes. High tops. Perfect shape. $2.50. Those shoes. My heart is pounding hard as I take off my shoes and hitch up my baggy socks. How exciting, Grandma says. What size are they? I shove my foot into the first shoe, curling my toes to get my heel in. I don't know, but I think they fit. Grandma kneels on the floor and feels for my toes at the end of the shoe. "Oh, Jeremy," she says, "I can't spend good money on shoes that don't fit." I pull the other shoe on and try to walk around. "They're okay," I say, holding my breath and praying that my toes will fall off right then and there. But my toes don't fall off. I buy them anyway with my own money, and I squeeze them on and limp to the bus stop. At home a few days later, Grandma puts a new pair of snow boots in my closet and doesn't say a word about my 2 big feet shuffling around in my 2 small shoes. "Sometimes shoes stretch," I say. Grandma gives me a hug. I check every day, but those shoes don't stretch. I have to wear my Mr. Alfreds to school instead. One day during math, I glance at Antonio's shoes. One of them is taped up, and his feet look smaller than mine. After school, I head to the park to think. Antonio is there, the only kid who didn't laugh at my Mr. Alfred shoes. We shoot baskets. A loose piece of tape on Antonio's shoe smacks the concrete every time he jumps. I think, I'm not going to do it. We leap off the swings. I'm not going to do it. We race from one end of the playground to the other. I'm not going to do it, I say. Do what? Antonio says, breathing hard. Grandma calls me for supper and invites Antonio over too. After supper, he spies my shoes. How come you don't wear them? Antonio asks. I shrug. My hands are sweaty. I can feel him wishing those shoes were his. That night, I am awake for a long time thinking about Antonio. When morning comes, I try on my shoes one last time. Before I can change my mind, the shoes are in my coat. Snow is beginning to fall as I run across the street to Antonio's apartment. I put the shoes in front of his door, push the doorbell, and run. At school, Antonio is smiling big in his brand new shoes. I feel happy when I look at his face, and mad when I look at my Mr. Alfie shoes. But later, when it's time for recess, something happens. Everywhere, there is snow. Leave your shoes in the hall and change into your boots, the teacher announces. Leave your shoes in the hall. It's then I remember what I have in my backpack. New boots. New black boots that no kid has ever worn before. Standing in line to go to recess, Antonio leans forward and says, "Thanks." I smile and give him a nudge. Let's race.
Was that a cute story? So what did Jeremy really want? That's right. He wanted a pair of tennis shoes, a pair of black high tops with white stripes. Have any of you ever just wanted a pair of tennis shoes just because everybody else had them? Or you thought they'd make you run fast, or they looked better than the other shoes? Yeah, I think we all have. But what did he need? He didn't need those shoes. He needed something else. What was it? New boots for winter. That's right. He needed new boots. It was about to get really cold where he lives, and he needed boots, not black high tops with white stripes that didn't fit. So, why do you think Jeremy gave his shoes to Antonio? Why do you think he did that? You think it was because Antonio needed them? I think so too. Antonio's shoes were falling apart. He needed new shoes. And guess whose were too small? Yeah, Jeremy's. He had these shoes that were too small just laying around. And so he did a very kind thing and gave Antonio his shoes that he does not fit, right? All right, so today we're going to be talking about wants and needs. Sometimes we have to make choices between wants and needs. Let's look at our vocabulary words first. Our first word is income. Say income. Income is money that is earned. At a job, you earn money. Doctor, teacher, mechanic, cashier. Wants. Say wants. Wants are something that we would like to have, but that we do not need. Like a soda, a toy, an iPhone, or yummy, yummy cotton candy. The next word is needs. Say needs. Needs are something that we need to have in order to live. We need healthy food, we need water, clothes, shelter, fruit. Do we need candy and bubble gum? No, we don't need those things. Those are extra things, things that we want. We talked about this in social studies some time ago, where we had to decide if it was a want or a need. Well, when you are a grown-up, one of these days, you're going to have to decide if you have money for the things that you want or the things that you need. Okay? Sometimes you have money for both, but which one should you buy first? The things that you need. And then if there's money left over, you can buy the things that you want. And so that is a choice that we're going to have to make when we get older with our money, that we have to buy things that we need first. So in our practice today, you are going to drag the object to if it's a want or a need. So let me do the first one with you. Oop, come on. There we go. All right, so this first one, kind of hard to see. Let me see if I can make it bigger. Ooh, way too big. All right. So we see this first one. This is a jump rope. A jump rope. Is that a want or a need? That's right. It is a want. So you're going to drag the jump rope down to the want column. What about a coat? Is that a want or a need? That is a need. You are correct. We need coats when it's cold outside to protect us from the cold weather. All right, now let me show you how to get to this so that you can drag the pictures and then drop them down into the correct column. Hang on, I will be right back. Okay, so go to your math classroom. It should say needs and wants at the top. Click on that, swipe up at the bottom. And then you're going to see your orange Google Drive square. Click on that. And then you click on the square with the arrow. And then you go to the slide. Tap it so that it highlights, and then you can move it down. So that's a house. Is that a want or a need? That is definitely a need. Okay. What about a shovel? Shovel. Do we want a shovel or do we need a shovel? Probably just want. So tap it to highlight it, and then move it down to wants. Okay. When you're finished, you'll click the check. You'll click the classroom. You'll click the X. And then you click turn in. And you're all done. When you're finished with your assignment, then you can watch the saving and spending video because that's what we're going to be talking about next week. Then, what did you learn today? I just can't imagine what you learned. You learned that income was money that's earned, that wants are something we would like to have but do not need, and that needs are things that we need to have in order to live. And you need to have a great weekend. I will see you Monday. Bye, friends.